All right, hi, and welcome to a Q&A with me, Pascal, the Apprentice. So yeah, today we're gonna have a Q&A. A couple of days ago, we asked you on Instagram if you could ask some questions to me. So we have them here, and now it's time to answer them. All right, first question is, how do you keep your work ethic up working in a creative field? Do you ever burn out? Well, that's actually a very, very good question. So I think I can only talk from personal experience. I think every person is different. The way I avoid getting burned out, because I work a lot. I work with something tattoo related 7 days a week. I take time for myself. And what I mean with that is I do things I like. So after a day of tattooing, I usually go home, sit down, relax, eat some food, and I actually go for a walk. Walking for me is something that just calms me down. Sometimes I walk with music, a podcast, or just the sound of the surrounding. That calms me down. I also meditate. As I've said in a previous video, I have an app called Calm, which has like 10 minutes meditations that just focuses on breathing, just kind of grounds you. Really nice. So I think just finding time for yourself, balance. I mean, if you go hard, you gotta rest hard too. So when you rest, you absolutely just rest. Because I think otherwise, you can go hard for weeks, but if you don't take the time to actually, take it easy and take time for yourself, you're not gonna come far. I want to tattoo for a very long time without getting burned out. So that's why, sure, I waste time going for walks. I waste time doing meditations, but I think in the long run, it's actually gonna keep you on your feet and steadily going towards your goals. So take time for yourself. All right, next question. How do I start as a tattoo artist in Denmark? So I would say that in general, becoming a tattoo artist is to present a portfolio to a tattoo artist you like. But the way to that is, you have to be able to draw. If you can draw, then you have something to present. And if you have a portfolio that you're happy with, go to tattoo artists that you like, show them what you have, and show that you're interested in getting an apprenticeship. My way of doing was, I went to tattoo artists and I got critique from them. And then I listened to them and I went home. And then I did what they said, went back. But then of course, Mark texted me and I ended up here instead. But I think that's the best way to go, because then you can show the tattoo artist that you're dedicated, you listen, because I think that's very important in this field. You have to be humble, and then just be persistent. Becoming a tattoo artist can be a very what would you say? Not stressful, but it can be a big ordeal. So just keep at it. Try many tattoo artists, and good luck. Who did your tattoos? Next question. So I have a couple of few tattoos. The first tattoo I have is, can you see? The first tattoo I have is this arm. And it was made from my good friend Ed Perdomo that lived in Sweden before, but actually moved to Canada now. I miss him dearly. And then I have this one that's from Tim Hendricks, which was one of my first ever tattoo idols. And then I have, bum ba bum bum, a lot of my, can I show it? Look at my socks. All right, so I'm gonna show you my leg tattoo. You can't laugh at my socks because they're awesome. Avocado, okay? So I have this portrait of Hayao Miyazaki, who was doing the Spirited Away movies and Ghibli movies. Got this from Akix, the guest artist we had here. Really nice guy. And that's about it. I don't have time to get tattooed, I'm grinding. How did you become so good at English? Well, good question. Honestly, I would say I just watched a lot of TV when I was young. I did not learn anything from school, pretty much. I just watched a lot of Simpsons, a lot of movies, and boom, here I am with my not so perfect English, but thank you. Next question. How do you become an apprentice at Sinners Inc? Well, it's kind of the same that I explained earlier. You apply, you come in, you're awesome, and you show a portfolio, high fives, and that's it. Where does Pascal come from? Well, I'm from Sweden, Gothenburg. What's better about Denmark compared to Sweden? Keep going, champ. Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Jesus Christ. So, I can tell you a really fun thing. So Sweden and Denmark has a small beef going on. It's not an official one, but you always, as neighbors, you kind of like tease each other. So before coming here, I was always like, meh, Danish. I have no idea what they're saying. Denmark, who knows? I don't know. But actually coming here and been living here for 9 months or something, I would say that Denmark is fantastic. So I can't really compare them two. I love both countries. And I think it will be more fun when I actually learn the language. I can say some things, but they're not, child friendly, so no. So yeah, I can't really answer that. It's just an amazing country. Sweden too. Go visit. What styles would you like to try but haven't had a chance to get? Good question. I actually am very happy with the style I'm doing now, which is realism. I think I want to develop my realism style, I guess, into my own, so people can see that, oh, that's a Pascal tattoo, And I think maybe, just maybe, I want to try to do color someday. Not color realism, but I've seen so many people do color in such an amazing way that I just feel like I want to beat that too. But hey, not a promise. As of now, it's gonna be realism, black and gray, and I'm loving it. That's so fun. So we'll see. We'll see in the future. Maybe I'll become Pascal the color master. Probably not. Will you tattoo in Madrid or London? Well, I would actually love to. One of my goals is to actually, guest different tattoo studios in the future. I also I haven't told anyone this, I think, but I also have a goal that I really, 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 at least once, tattoo on at the London Tattoo Convention. Because going back, before I even started tattooing, the closest I could get to tattoos was Tattoo Convention. So I traveled to Stockholm, I traveled to London, Paris, you name it, I was there. And, I could see the masters sit there and tattoo, and it was fantastic. And I'm not sure if I'm, very capable of tattooing in such a crowded and busy, area, but I at least want to try once. So that's one of my goals. And we have a question about drawing. So, any advice for how to get better at drawing? Well, it's, I can give you the boring answer and say, draw more, which is true, it's very true. When I started drawing, I was pretty much isolating myself totally. I know you heard this before, but I was sitting in my underwear, in my apartment, pretty much locked up, just drawing. But I would say if you want to become better at drawing, look up different artists that you like, but also, I mean, YouTube was a great tool for me. I was using YouTube to, you know, search for how to draw an eye. And then I saw how a person drew an eye. I tried to imitate. Of course, it was really bad, but I imitated more and more and more until I actually reached a, you know, point where it was okay. And there's also a lot of books out there. I can't really name drop any right now. The Loomis, Andrew Loomis, I think. Wait, let me check that. Yeah, Andrew Loomis. That's a great and classic book. I'm gonna see if I can show you. This one. And look, it's only 196.86 crowns. It's like nothing. You become so good at drawing. So just immerse yourself in as much art, as much drawing. Go to drawing classes. Oh, one more thing. You could do croquis. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but you know, live models where you pretty much draw them and they change positions and you draw them and you draw them and you draw them. It's very frustrating because sometimes you have like 10 minutes, sometimes you have 2, and it's crazy. I hated it, but my drawing improved so much because you actually have to focus on the most important things of the person that's in front of you. You can't start rendering and shading and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. No, if you have 2 minutes to depict a person, you have to get in the shape, the flow, the flow, whatever. So I think live drawing is amazing. And if you have more questions about drawing, please write me. I would love to answer. All right, question about music. Which music is the most important when you're tattooing? Thanks, from Flag. I don't know which country that is, but thank you. So, music and tattooing. You see a lot of people having headphones sometimes when they're tattooing, and I am definitely guilty of that too. I think music is a very good tool to kind of get you in the zone. I listen to just something that I actually listen usually to songs that I put on repeats, because if there's too much change in the music, it can kind of like disturb me in a way. So I like to have the same song repeating itself all the time. It kind of gets boring, but you're so much in your work, so you kind of don't notice it anyways. But yeah, I don't know, like classical music? I don't know. It's really up to you. I would say anything that works, anything that kind of makes you focus. But at the same time, I think music while you're tattooing is not always the best, because I think you should be present with your clients. If your client has music on, of course, you go ahead. But I think it's an experience for your client, and I think you should be there, you know, just to enjoy yourself with them. Because I think it's really important that, you know, for me, tattooing is not just in and out, goodbye, whatever. I want my clients to have the best experience ever. And so I want to talk to them, and I want, you know, get to know them. For me, my clients become my friends. I don't want to see them as, you know, people who just come here and get tattooed and give me money. No. I want to, you know, go and take a coffee with you, and I want to go and, you know, hold your baby when it's baptized time. That's I want to go to your wedding, okay? That's what I want to do. So I think it's all about the explanation. It's kind of, this question kind of like escalated, but yeah, music, do you? But I think you should focus on the clients. And last question. So, what's the key to tattoo such huge tattoo after 5 months experience. Is it Mark's way to teach? Question mark. I like it. Thumbs up. Well, good question. I think Mark's way of teaching is great. He sees what you're capable of, and he also pushes you a bit. I think being afraid and nervous is a good thing, because then you are entering territory where you're not very comfortable, but as you do that, it also means that you're entering territory where you can grow. And I think, I even though I'm doing tattoos I'm not comfortable doing, I always have Mark here who can help me, who can guide me. And he always, Mark is crazy, he's so busy, always. But he always finds time to help. And I think that's what I love about Mark. So I'm never afraid to ask. So I think it's just like going into deep water, and if I'm drowning, Mark's gonna save me. And yeah, I think that's why I can do such big pieces. And now doing huge pieces is not that bad anymore. All right, so that was all the questions. And this was very fun to do. Even though I had a long day today, it was really nice to end the day with some questions. I hope you really, really enjoyed it though. And please ask more so we can do another one of these. So if you have any questions, DM Sinners Inc. and yeah, we'll find time to do one more. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. See you on the other side. I don't know if that was good.